The long-awaited meeting between Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump, initially billed as a potential turning point in strained U.S.-Russia relations, has been indefinitely put on hold after Russia firmly rejected a proposed ceasefire agreement. The Kremlin's decision underscores widening divisions over security and sovereignty, casting uncertainty over diplomatic channels that once promised to thaw a frosty global landscape. According to multiple diplomatic sources, Washington had been pushing for a temporary ceasefire aimed at halting escalating hostilities in Eastern Europe, particularly around conflict zones where Russian-backed operations have intensified. The proposal was part of a broader effort to stabilize the region and create conditions for renewed dialogue between Moscow and Western powers. However, Russian officials dismissed the plan, calling it one-sided and contrary to Russia's strategic interests. In a televised statement, Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov said Moscow would not accept any peace plan that limits Russia's security prerogatives or undermines its territorial integrity. He accused Western nations of using diplomacy as a facade to maintain sanctions and military pressure. Russia is not against peace, Peskov said, but peace cannot come at the cost of national sovereignty. The decision instantly derailed preparations for the Putin-Trump summit, which had been scheduled to take place later this month in Geneva. The meeting, initiated by Trump's post-presidential diplomatic team, aimed to foster dialogue on key security issues including arms control, energy cooperation, and the ongoing conflicts in Ukraine and the Middle East. Trump had framed the summit as an opportunity to restore common-sense diplomacy and reduce the threat of major war. U.S. officials expressed disappointment but refrained from outright condemnation. "We remain open to talks," a senior American diplomat said, but Russia must show genuine interest in peace, not just political theater. Trump, known for his unconventional approach to foreign relations, reportedly expressed frustration behind closed doors, blaming what he called deep state interference for complicating negotiations. European leaders have reacted cautiously to the setback. The European Union, which had quietly supported the ceasefire initiative, warned that Moscow's stance could lead to a prolonged cycle of instability. NATO officials have also expressed concern, suggesting that the Kremlin's rejection could prompt a new wave of military escalation. Meanwhile, China has reportedly backed Russia's decision, emphasizing that sovereign nations should not be coerced into ceasefire terms dictated by Western powers. This alignment adds another layer to the complex geopolitical chessboard, where alliances continued to shift amid deepening divisions between East and West. Global markets reacted nervously to the news, with oil and natural gas prices spiking amid renewed fears of supply disruptions. Analysts warn that prolonged diplomatic paralysis could further strain an already fragile global economy, particularly in energy-dependent regions. While the summit's cancellation marks a diplomatic setback, experts say it may not be the end of dialogue. Some suggest that both sides are engaged in high-stakes signaling, testing the limits of negotiation before returning to the table under different terms. "This is part of the geopolitical dance," said one former U.S. ambassador. "Each side wants to look strong before they start compromising." For now, the world watches closely as tensions simmer. The Putin-Trump summit, once hailed as a possible symbol of reconciliation, has instead become another casualty of mistrust and miscalculation. Unless both leaders find a way to bridge the widening divide, the hopes for renewed peace may fade, leaving the international community bracing for a more uncertain and divided future.